Hi, welcome. In this video, I'd like to discuss the issue of using remote collars for excessive barking, which is one of the issues that many dog owners deal with by way of dogs that will excessively bark to the point of basically driving everybody crazy, even to a point of people getting evicted from their residence in terms of being in a apartment. And this is the thing to understand. Again, this is something I'm dealing with right now with helping a couple individuals with the issue of barking, and how you want to incorporate a device such as a remote collar in a way that's going to be effective, okay, that's going to make sense to the dog, that's going to really very effectively and very quickly diminish a dog expressing that state of mind by way of control. Now, here's the thing, again, and this is always helpful when I talk about using certain devices and how you focus in on those devices a certain way, in conjunction with a method. And this is where I talk a lot about the real problem in the dog training world, this idea that training is a learning-based exercise, and trainers who will motivate dogs, or they're working within a response-based framework. They're looking to motivate dogs using a positive or negative to generate a response, and then they're assuming that things are moving in the right direction. And the problem with that type of a approach is understanding, when you combine this with remote collars, is that what it does is it leads people into assuming things that generally are not true about a dog's perceptions changing at a certain level. But also when you add on to that, trying to incorporate a remote collar in, what it does is it doesn't align properly. Okay, what happens is the dog saying, this isn't making sense. This person is not changing at the level that they need to. They're not invested properly. And again, this goes right back to this superficial process. And then what happens is when you use a device like a remote collar, it can bring a stress load onto a dog, and a dog will try to push through it, which means they'll take it, because again, understand, it's about fulfillment, it's about this expressing the state of mind, and it's about the dog's already stressed out. And so the thing that I really encourage people to think about is that when you're looking at dealing with a problem such as barking, which can be a very problematic issue, it can drive people absolutely crazy. But the thing to consider is look at barking as being symptomatic of a relationship problem. Okay, so you need to kind of step back and say, okay, how do I effectively embrace or come into alignment with a method? Again, this system of training is an interaction-based approach, which how you want to kind of see it is, it'd be like dealing with an already selfish child. And again, I talk about this issue it's very similar about control, about relationship. But when dealing with an already selfish child, it's the same as a parent who's engaged, who's embracing the correct parenting style fully, and who's interacting with the child in specific ways, which a child comes into agreement with changes which change the perception from child to parent. And it's no different. So keeping that in mind by coming into alignment with a proper method, therefore, when you use a device like a remote collar to affect change, say with barking, it makes sense to the dog. It's much more effective. The dog is going to be more open to using the device that way, and it's going to line up. So again, I encourage people to really think about the role of certain things, how important it is to make sure that you're coming into agreement or aligning yourself with a proper method to begin with. And then things that follow that approach, such as using a device such as a remote collar, is going to be much more effective. And then, and then moving forward from there, being able to go beyond devices. Okay, that's the whole point. Devices being a means to an end, being able to use a device in a way that's going to be effective. The dog is going to be receptive, agreeable to it. And then at a certain point, the perceptions of the dog change in such a way that you don't have to use those devices anymore, and that's what you want. So again, I put it out there that if you're looking for answers, check out my website. I have lots of great information. Issues such as barking behaviors, the role of certain devices. This system of training makes sense. Okay, it reconciles everything, including behavioral issues as to what they represent at a relationship level with dogs, and how to adopt a method that's going to be effective in terms of diminishment of unwanted behavior issues. Thanks for watching.